Check 1, 2. Check 1, 2. Is this thing working? Where are we? Where are we? We're live. We're live. Yep. Take it away, Tamacrest. Yeah. Welcome to the live program. We are live. Yeah. Loving it. Yeah. I like the beat. Whoa. Welcome, everybody. Welcome to the program. Interesting band, right? Tamacrest. Tamacrest Alive about a month ago. 7,900 views. Not bad. They got a Chic Abby Bobby on the bass. Chic Abba Bobby. Abi Salami on the bass. Hey man, that shit is racist. Hey, good morning everybody. Good morning everybody. Tamacrest playing along. How are you, man? What's up everybody? Let's talk about aliens. Let's talk about aliens. How about that, right? Aliens. Crazy ass people from other planets. Or people, what are they? I don't know what they are. But something... Hold on. Shut this shit off. Somebody somewhere, right, in government is saying that the government has all of this evidence of aliens landing on Earth and walking around and taking samples, and that what they observed is very, very dangerous to humanity, because this alien race or alien force can come and go as it pleases, and we have no technology that's even close to being able to stop it. So that's the human mind, right? They can't just be here peacefully looking around. We got to figure out a way to prevent them from coming in and going. They got to have our permission to come to Earth. But anyway, look, I'm a critic until proven otherwise. What I need to be unequivocally a believer is video, photographic, with sound evidence of this occurrence, right? You interacting with this other form of life, right? But it seems every time that a UFO or they have another phrase for it, comes to light, it seems that there's never that solid evidence. And then they'll say, well, we have the evidence, but because we're military, it's classified and we're not allowed to talk about it in an open session. And then they have that open session, and then a bunch of jerk-off representatives misconstrue what was said and report along party lines. And we never really get to the truth. So if there are lay people in the world, which they claim to be, who have seen these aliens and have, in this case, the congressional hearing, they're saying that not only did they salvaged parts of the vehicle and actual non-human bodies. And you would ask yourself, if something traveled 1 trillion miles to get here, why did it get to the planet and die? It could survive thousands and thousands of light years of travel. And then it gets to Earth and suddenly the body is dead. It's stupid. So some things just don't make sense. But, there's cracks in every story, and I don't know. Maybe it's, I don't know. I don't know what to make of it, but we'll talk about that story. Here's my thumbnail today. There they are. House hearing on unidentified anomalous phenomena, UAPs. UAPs, not UFOs anymore. They're unidentified anomalous phenomena. aliens coming and going as they please on Earth, right? This is in Congress. This is not some quack, college somewhere in the fucking sticks talking about it. This is Congress, right? Alessandro Ocasio-Cortez and Mr. Gates questioning these whistleblowers. The guys that are talking about it are military whistleblowers, but you'll hear them throughout the hearing saying, "I can't talk about that because it's classified, and if I mention it, they'll throw me in jail." So all of our military, that's another interesting observation about our time. Anything that anybody says that's when people sign up to be, I guess, a military investigator or a pilot of some sort, you have some sort of gag order. And if you speak about what you see outside of the circle of important people, they throw you in jail, which is a big problem to get to the truth. Truth people that have holding on to truth are not allowed to speak about it. And then they get thrown in jail. And then Congress is also not allowed to really speak about it. So nobody gets to speak about it. And in my view, that's not evidence. Evidence is when the video circulates all over the place. Like, I can watch it on YouTube. I can see it for myself. I can hear the testimony of the witnesses. So we're going to look at this fascinating subject. Marcus Conte, it's my name. I have a website every morning at 9 a.m. We're live right here on YouTube. And we're simulcast across all these platforms: Rumble, Odyssey, BitChute, Facebook, Twitter, Getter, Truth Social, everywhere where social media is currently consumed. We'll look at 9:30. We'll look at the market jitters. It looks like markets are deflating for a moment before they jump up again. But everything goes, whatever goes up, what goes up must come down. It's August and vacation time for Wall Streeters. But also, all rallies come to an end, and then they settle, and then they go even higher. So, but right now it looks like we're in a confirmed downward trend in all the indices: Nasdaq, the Dow, and the S&P. So we'll look at that fascinating story. Let's start here. So as I said, Wall Street is taking a hit right now, and it turns out that a man split himself in half after jumping 750 feet to his death from the roof of the Mandarin Hotel in Manhattan. Right? It's right next door to CNN. The Mandarin Hotel sits on top of the Time Warner building, and CNN occupies most of that building. I've reported outside of it when I was exposing CNN and all that bullshit. But this guy, right, 750 feet, he went up to the roof. Man jumped 750 feet to his death from the roof of the 5-star Manhattan Hotel on Thursday evening, according to the police. The police believe the man leaped from the top of the ritzy Mandarin Oriental Hotel in Columbus Circle, 59th Street, 59th and it's right. Trump. You could see Trump Tower right out it's across the street. Trump Tower is right across the street, from Central Park. So fascinating, right? Imagine if you're walking there, right, and a body like just comes crashing down, and it hit. You could see this thing, right? It hit. This is probably hollow, right? You could see up, and it lets the light in, right? And a guy hit it, probably fucking traveling at 200 miles an hour. And he got split in half. They found an arm across the street. I'm not laughing. It's crazy, right? The guy took his own life. This is his choice. But he was in pajamas. He was strolling around. This is a fucking rich guy that just couldn't take the fact that the market dipped. Is this what we're looking at? Is this the new? When markets go down, people lose their shirt. Because they're heavily leveraged and they made a boo-boo and they made a mistake, and then they say, well, I'm not going to live poor. Fuck this shit. I'm going to jump off the top of the Mandarin Hotel. And splat, they go. So he hit the hotel glass awning on his way down, and his body split in half. An arm was found across the street, where construction scaffolds were seen dripping with blood. Wow, what a scene. What a scene. What a scene. So it happened in the middle of the night. Probably he didn't hit anybody. Good for him. He didn't. There's the pile of remains, I guess. Half a body here, half a body there. Oh, they got this one smeared out. That's probably an arm or something, right? Cops got a hell of a job, man, right? Fucking, god damn. It looks like, they're talking, you notice, it looks like fucking, like spam. Like the meat, spam, right? The smashed up meat. Mandarin hotel room in Central Park with a Central Park view, $1,195. Not a cheap place to stay. Yeah. So anyway, yeah. Listen, man, it's only money, right? If you jumped off the Mandarin hotel because you lost all your money, that's fucked up, man. Why didn't you just go walk in the park and just turn the page on it? Just walk away. Walk away. So it turns out also, this is a follow-up story, Hunter Biden stayed at the White House for 2 straight weeks after agreeing to ill-fated plea deal. So when Hunter Biden was faced with his criminal charges for tax evasion and buying a gun while high on crack, he wanted a umbrella plea deal that immuned him from anything else that this investigation may have confirmed. And he was worried, obviously, that he may have gotten thrown in jail. So what did he do? He stood with Daddy in the White House for 2 weeks. So that's breaking news, 2 weeks. Hunter Biden was in the White House for 2 weeks. And a pile of cocaine was also found in the White House. And no one seems to know where the white powder came from in the White House. So it's just it's breaking news that Hunter Biden left the White House on July 5. So he was in there for 2 weeks. He was then down over at Camp David. He was hiding under Daddy's apron from criminal prosecution because he's in the White House. They can't, law enforcement's is not going to barge into the White House and arrest somebody in there. There's too much red tape, right? That's like it's a safe haven. The White House is Hunter Biden's cocaine safe haven. He could go in there and he could sniff coke. He could bang a hooker. He could evade criminal prosecution because Daddy's the president. That's Hunter Biden's man cave. 2 weeks. 2 weeks, no joke. So are they going to pull? Are the governments that run us going to pull another COVID scare and lock everybody down because shit isn't going their way anymore? Are we facing another COVID scare? Well, it seems like it. The chatter, maybe the aliens are bringing COVID. How about that? You ever think of that? Why would the aliens come down and want to, if they don't, look, the aliens can come down and they say, wow, what a beautiful planet. Look at this beautiful ocean and look at these beautiful trees. There's just one problem. It's all these fucking humans. Let's release a virus and get rid of them, and then we'll come back in a few years when they're gone. It's a great plan if you're an alien, right? But if it's not, anyway, CDC tracking highly mutated new COVID variant in 3 countries, including U.S. New variant. You better roll up your sleeve because watch out, man. The holy vaccine stocks. That's what we got to watch, right? Because they're going to start jabbing people again and locking people down if it's real. So the lineage is named BA 2.86. That was a half a burp. That only got a half a burp. The lineage is, so they got a new name for it, the CDC. COVID-19, protect yourself. WHO posted on Twitter, variant under monitoring. It looks like it's coming our way again. What are you going to do about it? How are you going to protect yourself from the COVID Put your mask on. Stay away from me. Look, it is my view, and was my view when it was happening, that the detrimental effect of COVID-19, how it not the virus itself, but the way that the virus was handled is really bad. When you lock humans up and take away their livelihood and separate them, and then expect them to just jump back into the world after you took away their livelihood and their momentum, they feel awkward. They don't know how to speak to each other anymore. They're fighting in the street. They're fucking lying, cheating, and stealing. Right? That's the consequence of these lockdowns, in my view. But there's a new variant coming. They're saying that the current vaccines will have no effect whatsoever. The pre-Omicron and Omicron variants, the vaccines that they had for them will probably not work. So I don't know. I don't know. I think it's all bullshit anyway. I think it's a variation of the flu. I think if you're happy and healthy and strong, there'll be a lot of dead bodies before the virus kills you. So at least you'll have a heads up. When you start stepping over dead bodies in the street, then you might want to think about some sort of medical protection, because immunity isn't working if there's a pile of dead bodies. But until that time, if people just are sneezing and coughing, I wouldn't worry much about it. But there you go, man, new variant. So let's talk about UFOs. I got the video. Let's watch this. Yeah. Remember this? This is what we used to know about space travel. Remember the Jetsons? Ooh, sing it.
Meet
George Jetson. La, 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 la. Jane Elroy, that's right. Daughter Judy. And Jane, his wife. Give me the money. So Jetsons, you remember? This is a space age family, the Jetsons. All right, is that what we're talking about, or how about this one? You remember My Favorite Martian, right? I'm being a dick right now, but I'm just setting it up for the congressional hearing that we're going to watch. So this guy finds oh shit, there he is. It's a Martian. I remember this show, My Favorite Martian, 1963.
Something's going on inside.
Are you through? What are you waiting for me to say? Take me to your leader?
Who are you?
Well, I could give you some wild tale of being a Russian astronaut.
Is this what Martians look like?
The designer of an experimental spacecraft. But the plain fact of the matter is, I'm from Mars.
Uh-huh.
Mars. Now, don't look so astonished. I'm a professor of anthropology from Mars, specializing in this primitive planet.
Mars? I'm afraid you got hit a little harder than you think.
That idiot in your antique rocket plane almost ran into me.
You mean the X-15?
And now I'm marooned on this backward planet until I can repair.
He seems pretty human to me. He seems like a human that got stuck on Mars. So let's talk about this. Quick look at the market. Market's definitely going to open down. So let's watch this. This is real. A U.S. UFO hearing in Congress live. This was streamed live on August 16. That was 2 days ago. Fascinating. House hearing on unidentified anomalous phenomena or UFOs. So keep an open mind as we thumb through it. I'm open. I'm not saying that it's this is fake. What I'm saying is, in watching this, I didn't watch all fucking 4 hours of it. I watched a little bit of it. And I kept hearing, oh, we can't say this, we can't say that, we can't show you this, we can't show you that. We're high-ranking military officials, but if we say anything, they'll throw us in jail. So isn't that part of? Well, we can show it to you in the back room if you like. Let's set up a back room meeting and we'll tell you about it. I'm not buying it. Show me the pictures, show me the audio. So let's listen.
Went to our carrier intel center and briefed what had happened. And that was it. No one else talked to us. And I was in the top 20 in the battle group. No one came.
So these are whistleblowers. There's 3 of them. 3 prominent military and/or pilots, some sort of military pilots, all commander with commander authority, claim that the military tried to, mess with their minds, tried to make their lives miserable for blowing this whistle. And at least 2 of them did. And so that's who they are. So you know who they are. They're real people blowing a real whistle.
The captain was aware, the admiral was aware, nothing was done.
Your commanding officers provide any sort of justification?
No, because I was the commanding officer of the squadron, so no.
Was this incident the only UAP event that you encountered while you were a pilot?
Yes, it was.
Okay.
So there's a pilot saying he observed unidentified anomalous phenomena. What did it look like? I don't know.
And this is for any one of you. Based off of each of your experiences and observations, do you believe UAPs pose a potential threat to our national security?
Yes, and here's why.
Mm-hmm.
The technology that we faced was far superior than anything that we had, and you could put that anywhere. If you had one, you captured one, you reverse engineered it, you got it to work, you're talking something that can go into space, go someplace, drop down in a matter of seconds, do whatever it wants, and leave, and there's nothing we can do about it. Nothing.
What would you have rather? National security, right? Isn't that for one nation to blow up the nation next door? It's not necessarily humans against the world, right? That's not what our protection is, right? U.S. would love to see Russia get blown up by fucking aliens, right? Aliens blow up Russia and U.S. is cheering, right? But he's saying that it's fascinating that he points out that the technology that they observed was so advanced that it posed a national security threat. That's a scary idea. We got something that comes and it goes and we can't stop it and there's no way, we're fucked. If it comes in, we're fucked.
Okay. You two?
Well, I would also like to add, from a commercial aviation and military aviation perspective, we deal with uncertainty in our operating space as a matter of our professional actions. Identifying friend from foe is very important to us. And so when we have unidentified targets and we continue to ignore those due to a stigma or a fear of what it could be, that's an opening that our adversaries can take advantage of.
What steps should be taken to better understand?
So jerk-offs are saying that our adversaries, forget about the aliens and the fascination with something that might be visiting Earth. Our adversaries, if they get their hands on the equipment first, that they'll use it and we need to get it first. Stupid.
And respond to UAP encounters in the interest of national security.
There needs to be a location where this information is centralized for processing, and there needs to be a two-way communication loop so the operators on the front end have a feedback and can get best practices on how to process information, what to do, and to ensure that their reporting is being listened to. Right now, there is not a lot of back and forth.
Mr. Grush, in your complaint to the intelligence community inspector general, you claim that you believe information is being hidden. What kind of information do you think was hidden, and do you think it should remain hidden?
Yes, I can speak to that very briefly in an unclassified manner. As you know, the preponderance of my complaint was classified to the intelligence communities. Both material acquisition and exploitation activity, also baselining the UAPs but not sharing it with, intelligence professionals that are actually doing step briefs to pilots, that kind of information. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you very much.
So he's suggesting that the military doesn't want the world to know about these visitations. Who exactly in the military doesn't want anybody to know? What's the point? Why the big hush hush? Why the big secret? Unless, of course, it's the military doing their own, research, their own reconnaissance. It's a higher military operation doing military operations, right? And it's military equipment, something ridiculous like that. But again, it's just talk. It's three talking heads that say we saw something, it was fascinating, and we can't talk about it.
Much now.
And you got to believe us.
We'll go to Mr. Garcia.
What happened? Would you forget your phone home? Did you didn't have a camera with you? There's no camera equipment on the craft that you were in. I got to take a look at the market. Yeah, markets are going to open down. Right. Well, where's the photograph? Give me a photograph. Give me a 20-second video, at least something clear that I can see. That's all I want to see.
Again, thank you all for your service and for testifying today. Want to just talk about UAPs as it relates to what we're seeing in the pilots' interaction with UAPs. Particularly, Mr. Graves, one of the, I think, concerns that for members of this committee is this idea that pilots, there's no system to actually report UAPs and the stigma around pilots. And so can you just briefly, you mentioned that you're working with 30 pilots right now that have had encounters with UAPs, but you've also, I believe, discussed and know of many more pilots. This is just those that you're currently working with. Is that correct? Can you expand on that?
Certainly. I'll break that down in two ways. First, when we were first experiencing these objects off the eastern seaboard in the 2014 to 2015 time period, anyone that had upgraded their radar systems were seeing these objects. So there was a large number of my colleagues that were detecting these objects off the eastern seaboard. They were further correlating that information with their other onboard sensors, and many of them also had their own eye sightings as well of these objects.
So it's not just them. He's saying that many people in his position noticed them when they upgraded their equipment. That's fascinating, right? Where's all those guys? Not a single picture? Nothing? Not a single video gets leaked out? Nothing? We've got nothing to see. The public has nothing to see about this fascinating, nothing yet.
Now, that was our personal first-hand experience at the time. Since then, as I've engaged this topic...
We'll get back to this in a second. I'll let it play out. I just want to get to the markets, and ding, we're up. We're open. NASDAQ down 133. Dow Jones Industrial Average just shedded another 200 points. S&P 500 down 32. I told you yesterday, NVIDIA going down. Look at this. We were 439 yesterday. We're 426 today. Looks like it's ticking up right now. And what else? Rivian, everything down. The whole screen is red. The only thing that's up is Philip Morris up 14 cents. Walmart up 71 cents. But look at technology taking a hit. Facebook down 7. Amazon down 2.5. Apple down $1. Google down $1. Tesla down another 3.5. Tesla's getting crushed right now. And this is my concern right here. NVIDIA, I just thought, I know NVIDIA is an amazing company. They got a front seat on the AI technology, but all of these companies also have a front seat on technology, the AI technology. But I feel that NVIDIA is inflated here, and it's got to come. It'll probably retract a little more than that. My feed is jammed here. My feed is jammed. My Yahoo is jammed. I can't talk. Just one more minute. I'll come back to it. We're freezing here. I don't know what's going on. Yahoo. So there you go. It's we can enjoy what we have here. Right? So this is definitely flashing. Again, NVIDIA down 5 1/8, 5.5. Rivian down 50 cents. All right, so again, it's holding red. We're only 2 minutes into the session. And red day on Wall Street. That's why people are jumping off the Mandarin Hotel, man. Fucking crazy.
Others have reached out to me to share their experiences, both on the military side as well as the commercial aviation side. On the military aviation side, veterans that have recently got out have shared their stories and have expressed how the objects we were seeing in 2014, 2015 continued all the way to 2019, 2020, and beyond. And so it became a generational issue for naval aviators on the eastern seaboard. This was something we were briefing to new students. This is something that was included in the notice to airmen to ensure that there was no accidents.
He's claiming widespread observation of alien, unidentified anomalous phenomena. That's what he's saying. Widespread, but we still have no solid evidence. When asked for solid evidence, he says, I could show it to you in the back room. Okay.
And now with commercial aviators, they are reaching out because they're having somewhat similar experiences as our military brothers and sisters, but they do not have any reporting system that they can send us to.
And let me just add, both to Mr. Fravor as well as Mr. Graves, not having this system for reporting, would you both agree that it's harmful to not just our national security interests, but to understand this phenomenon of what's happening with UAPs?
I think it's actually a travesty that we don't have a system to correlate this and actually investigate. So if you took the East Coast, there's coastal radars out there that monitor our air defense identification zone. So
why don't we have a YouTube channel that can show us what the fuck you're talking about, right? Instead of having to listen to these guys talk about it, show it to us. Show me.
out to 200 miles. They can track these, so when you see them, they could actually go and pull that data and get maneuvering.
Dr. Drew and my wife Susan here, we want to show you something.
Time for a commercial.
You've probably seen this guy all over your feed claiming that
I've never seen him.
Instead of just having the airplanes, there's other data sources out there. And I've talked to other government officials.
I want to flash. I just wanted you to hear it goes on and on and on. If you're interested in hearing more about this, I'll drop the link into the chat. And you can watch it. It's 4 hours worth of questioning. But there was an interesting exchange at 56. Here's a guy from Missouri saying, "You got to show it to me." I totally get this guy.
Constituents actually activity or aggressive
people there, and he said they were originally classified as TSSCI. And my question to him was,
The problem is not something that can be measured. It's not something that's going to be fixed.
Okay. Very good. Well, I'm out of time, and I thank you, Mr. Chairman, and I yield back.
This guy's good. Watch.
First of all, without objection, Representative Nick Langworthy of New York has waived on the subcommittee for purpose of questioning witnesses at today's subcommittee hearing.
Thank you.
And then we go to Mr. Burleson.
Mr. Burleson.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Appreciate you guys coming out today, testifying. Look, I've been here for 6 months, and I'm pretty skeptical. I don't trust anything in this town. And so I think that's because I'm from Missouri. You've got to show me, right? With that being said, there's been a lot of things that have been said in the public, Mr. Grush, and so I want to get down to, if we can, some specifics, right? So at one point you had said that there has been harmful activity or aggressive activity. Has any?
Oh, look, there's a lot of trolls. Oh no, I'm sorry. I'm looking at the wrong feed. I thought that was our feed. It's like different names in there. Peanut butter and hedgehog. Sorry about that.
Have the activity been aggressive, been hostile in your reports?
I know of multiple colleagues of mine that got physically injured, and the activity. And I got
by UAPs or by people within the federal government?
Both.
Okay, so
so he's claiming the whistleblowers got beat up and they got attacked by UFOs.
There has been activity by alien or non-human technology and or beings that has caused harm to humans.
I can't get into the specifics.
Why not?
In an open environment, but at least the.
We need a closed environment for you to get into the details. Oh, I understand. You can't say yes or no. Yes or no will get you thrown in prison. It's hardly a whistleblower.
Activity that I personally witnessed, and I have to be very careful here because they tell you never to acknowledge tradecraft, right? So.
Never acknowledge tradecraft. That's what they're talking about. Never acknowledge the fact that the whole government is lying to push a certain agenda, and if you question it, then you get thrown in jail. Fucking sick world we live in. Thought crimes. These are thought crimes. This guy can't talk about what he saw because he'll be guilty of a thought crime. Fascinating.
What I personally witnessed, myself and my wife, was very disturbing.
Okay. One of my constituents actually sent this next question, and I figured I'd ask it since I had the same thought. You've said that the U.S. has intact spacecraft. You said that the government has alien bodies or alien species.
Yeah.
Have you seen the spacecraft?
I have to be careful to describe what I've seen
I can't tell you what I've seen. What a jerk off.
firsthand and not in this environment, but I could answer that question behind closed doors. Yeah.
And
Behind closed doors, okay.
have you seen any
All right, why don't you just say it here and we won't tell anybody.
of the bodies?
Have you seen the bodies? Have you seen the bodies? You just asked them.
That's something I've not witnessed myself.
Okay, so he hasn't seen any alien bodies. Somebody else said they did. That's why I talked about it earlier.
Okay. And so with that being said, the other statement that has been made that was intriguing to me it's intriguing because my view has been that we are billions of light years away from any other system.
Right.
And the concept that an alien species that's technologically advanced enough to travel billions of light years gets here and somehow is incompetent enough to not survive or crashes is something that I find a little bit far.
That guy's awake. They traveled 1 trillion miles to get here, and then when they finally got here and they stepped out, they died. It's ridiculous. And they left the body behind. They didn't even take the body home for a proper burial. They didn't eat it in front of us.
Fetched. And with that being said, you have mentioned that there's interdimensional potential. Could you expound on that?
Yeah, to answer your first question, and I'm here as a fact witness and expert, but I will give you a theoretical framework, at least to work off, to kind of espouse crashes, regardless of your level of sentience, right? Planes crash, cars crash, n number of sorties, however high, a small percentage are going to end in mission failure, if you will, as we say in the Air Force. And then in terms of multidimensionality, that kind of thing, the framework that I'm familiar with, for example, is something called the holographic principle.
All right. Listen, here's my assessment. I don't know what your assessment is. I'll kill here, and you now see the link. You can go watch it for yourself in its entirety, and formulate your own opinion. But based on what I've seen, I don't think that these guys are lying at all. I don't think they're just guys out there trying to write a book about aliens. I think that they clearly saw something. They witnessed something that was outside of what they had ever seen. That is their expert opinion. But to call it to plug it into the notion of an alien force visiting the planet and then disappearing suddenly is I don't know. It's just not. It's not believable. It's not. I don't know. I have a hard time without the evidence, without seeing a piece of it, without seeing a video. And why so secret? Why would aliens, with all this power and technology, be so fearful of showing itself to these primitive humans? Why not stay a while? If they're so immune to combat, if they have such sophisticated equipment, they can disappear in a second. What are they afraid of? That the dirty humans are going to kill them and capture them? The humans will probably try to do that. The military tries to capture the alien, and the alien blows them all to pieces. That's possible too. But anyway,
It's
all right, man. So market's taking down. Market's going down. We're going down, down, down. Thank you everybody for joining me. Happy Friday to you, and have a good weekend. Have a wonderful time. Let's get some Tamachrist. I'm really loving this music. It's like a hybrid between kirtan, kind of like a spiritual vibe, and rock and roll. I love it. This is the next wave of really good music, I think. I think we're going in this direction. Peace, everybody. Marcus Conte reporting.